Alice, realistically, apart from the politics that is being played out in Kibra today, and realistically, do you believe that ODM can lose this seat, realistically?
I think realistically ODM can lose. Actually, ODM has been overrated in Kibra. I think that there is a difference between Raila as a candidate and any other candidate in that constituency.
Okay.
And therefore, the assumption that it is an ODM seat, I think, in my view, is a fallacy.
It's not an assumption because ODM has held it, so it's a reality.
It's
a fact.
You know, Raila
Yes.
is a special candidate in his own way, in his own weight, politically, a matured candidate.
Okay.
And therefore, I think it was always assumed that Kibra seat must always be an ODM candidate. And I think when you look at the data on the voters, you can easily see that it can actually go either way.
Okay.
Yes, because, you know, it's a very cosmopolitan community. There are many ethnic arrangements there. And you know, 2 or 3 of them working together can actually knock out the Kibra candidate for ODM.
Okay.
So therefore, I want to tell my brothers here who are, especially Okongo, you know, is thinking that we are trying, and somebody said we are, DP, as a person, is trying to rattle ODM either the wrong way or testing the waters. First and foremost, in principle, every serious party should and must participate in elections in a democratic society, in whatever, because these are by-elections. And parties normally fund. It's not unusual. Even all the other parties here, they are mainly putting a lot of their weight because their MPs are available, you know, they have their own resources. They are supporting their own candidates. So in a by-election, you are likely to see these kind of scenarios. Of course, the competition must be between maybe the strongest parties in terms of their strength in parliament, also resources. How can Jubilee pride itself to be the party that is running the government, and a by-election comes and they are just
they don't feel the candidate,
and they are just seated mute.
But and the fight within Jubilee itself.
The fact is that there are people. Let's even forget about these sideshows within Jubilee. But there are people living in Kibra who are Jubilee voters, who are Jubilee supporters, and therefore, when you actually do not field a candidate, then you leave them either, you know, very stranded and just to put their vote wherever they want with other parties. And therefore, even assuming for purposes of allowing people to have a good latitude to be able to vote for a candidate that they feel resonate with their ideology or with their party position, then therefore Jubilee is right. It's only unfortunate that some people within Jubilee, and these are people who have been known to be, you know, maybe posing there as if they are the ones who speak for the president.
Okay.
You have seen serious members of Jubilee coming out, some even in government, like people like, you know, it's in the public domain, people like Sebesh, who actually should not be doing open politics. Commander is a politician, so he can speak and say whatever he wants, save that he should not be seen to be undermining the party leader, because this is a very unique role by the party leader. They have said that the president did not speak. How else can you speak if you actually allow the Jubilee ticket to be given to a candidate?
You know, the day we will understand if the president truly supports Mariga is the day he appears in Kibra to campaign for Mariga.
He doesn't have.
No, he has to. He's done that previously, campaign for candidates.
He has not always supported, I mean, even the general election, he doesn't go to every constituency.
But it's just across the fence here from
This
State
one
House.
is available. Let me finish.
Yes.
And can I be allowed time to impress on this particular point?
Yes.
I think, as we know, actually, any party here can lose. You don't also want to maybe even expose the president. I believe Jubilee is...
To a loss?
I think, in my view, maybe he doesn't feel that he needs to do it. Obviously, you know, he has this fluid working relationship with the ODM, with the handshake issue could be making feel a little uncomfortable in terms of going head on there. But he has troops, sufficient troops to deliver the seat.
But
why
Alice,
does the president
but we
actually
still
need?
agree.
Because, you know, he's also trying to unite the country. So I think...
There's nothing wrong with campaigning for a Jubilee candidate.
Actually, for me, there is nothing wrong. But, you know, I'm just speaking from seeing, like, from my own position and maybe analysis. I think the president is a good person. Okay. He may not be wanting. So let people not assume that this is a deputy president's issue. The president himself in State House gave out this ticket. It's unfortunate. We need to discipline some of our party members. Okay. On the political party money, I think ODM, as usual, is never honest. It has, you know, played on its partners, you know, who actually helped Raila. Because, you know, political parties, maybe they are also not honest on that score. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of noise.
It's the same thing.
There is no noise on the Jubilee affiliates because they are doing other things. But I want, this is the most important point in that regard.
Yes.
I think we need to do an amendment to the law so that coalition that are not, you know, because they deposit their coalition agreements and instruments to the party registrar, the political parties registrar, who actually is accountable to the taxpayer because the parties are the ones accountable. Okay. So anything different then becomes a bit problematic in terms of accounting for that money.
You have the opportunity, being a legislator in National Assembly,
I think
you
it
have
is
the opportunity to look at that.
We need to do it.